Welcome to another episode of Slamdown. Today we're going to be covering Impact Wrestling. So I'm going to give you a bit of an overview of the show, give you my opinions, and then I'd like to hear what you have to say about it in the comments. So the show kicked off. It was a special show because as it was Impact Wrestling Presents Victory Roads and 3 titles were on the line. Now I have said before I don't really like the Impact Wrestling Presents Victory Road idea. I think Victory Road should be kept as a pay-per-view and the shows should just be shows. But that's my opinion. Also we had a 6 knockout tag team match. We see Trevor Lee talk about his first match with Pete Williams. And that's what kicked off the show, was Trevor Lee versus Peter Williams, but KB Connolly was at ringside. Now, this reminds me of when they had Trevor Lee and Andrew Everett, but it's the same kind of angle they did in the past with Trevor Lee, so it's interesting that they've gone back to that, and not using Andrew Everett for this. Quick thing I want to get out there. People are saying that they think Andrew Everett, DJZ are going to be the next ones to be released. DJZ's just been injured, so I don't think he's going to be released. I don't think Andrew Everett's going to be released. Them two I wouldn't worry about. Bram, yeah, I think he's going. But the match was very close, back and forth, all the way through the match. But no surprise really. KB Connolly gets involved and helps Trevor Lee get the victory. Weren't going to be a big surprise, to be honest. We did go to the LAX clubhouse as they prepare for their tag team defense against OVE. After that, we had Tara, I know I keep saying her name wrong, Terrell and Sienna taking on Ali, Rosemary and Gail Kim. Now, recently with the women's division, they've been pushing the heels quite a lot. It's been the heels getting over all the time and the faces not so much. It was a very close match, back and forth, good action. But in the end, we saw Sienna, Terrell and Tara get the victory in this. But it was a lucky victory though, because it was, Ali attempted the sliced bread on Tara, but then out of nowhere Sienna comes in, rolls Ali up and uses the ropes to get the win. We saw Eli Drake and Chris Adonis. They were talking about the GFW Global title defense against Johnny Impact. Drake noted that he didn't give the champ his couch to sit on. We see Joseph Park and Grado having a fancy dinner to celebrate Grado's success under Park's first signee to its sports management division. Park also gives his first royalty check to Grado, but Grado seems disappointed when he opened it. Park received a phone call and then leaves. Now, I'm going to be honest here, I don't really like the Park character. I want Abyss. I want the monster Abyss. And as we do know, Crazy Steve was rejected by the WWE, so I know a lot of people are like, he shouldn't come back, but we've had people come back before. So I'm going to say this, I want Crazy Steve to come back, I want Decay to come back, and I want them to finish the thing with LAX. I think Decay was a really, really big stable in the past, but what ruined them was them kept going against the Hardy Times, the lack of other tag teams for them to face. The Impact Wrestling is full of tag teams at the minute, so I really do hope that we could see a Decay come back. After that, we saw backstage with Mackenzie Mitchell interviewing Johnny Pact, who reveals that he stole Eli Drake's couch. After that, James Storm goes to the ring to address his alliance with EC3 to fight off the AAA invasion. Now, the AAA invasion to me is quite similar with the GFW and Impact invasion when Jeff Jarrett became Hall of Fame when Dixie was here. It seems very similar to that, but with the Mexican against the Impact, so I shouldn't say Mexicans really, should I? The AAA against the Impact. Storm says he's sick of people coming in from other promotions, think they can leapfrog him. Then he was interrupted by Texanano and challenged Storm, which they're both sort of cowboy gimmicks. The brawl is on, but Storm falls victim to the numbers game. As Phantasma gets involved, he lays out Storm with Storm's own last call super kick. Phantasma says AAA is the best company in the world and tries to hit Storm over the head with a beer bottle when EC3 makes the save. EC3 was a bit reluctant to shake Storm's hand, but eventually does. We saw EC3 and James Storm confront Jim Cornette. James Storm and EC3 in Cornette's office asking for a tag team match against Texanano and Phantasma. Cormac, really? Jim Cornette makes the match official, but next week tells them to win. And nothing more. Storms apologise for what he's going to do to them next week. Now, as we know, Jim Cornette's not going to be with Impact after Bound for Glory, which is gutting, to be honest, because I think he's really brought something to the promotion. His character, he's good at what he does, and I believe that they should have tried to keep him, but, he's got issues with Canada, so, We see the Global Forge web series continue as Scott D'Amore looks for Impact's newest star. Now, I don't believe this should be on Impact. I think this should be, they should release the network and have the Global Forge on there. Then it gives it more content. Because otherwise you're taking time away from the show. They've said they want more action, but they're putting slots in to take away from storylines and in ring. My personal opinion, I think Scott D'Amore is good. But I'm not really a big fan of Global Forge, if I'm honest. I prefer the boot camp element. I think that's what Impact should have gone for. I'd rather see them be Scott D'Amore, Al Snow, maybe even Gail Kim as a panel, and interviewing different wrestlers and open it to everybody. So then you're giving people from indie, people from other countries a chance. But that's my opinion on that. After that, we see the GFW Tag Champs, LAX, with Conan and Diamante taking on OVE. OVE jumps LAX before the bell rings. Again, it was a very sought-after match, very close, and I was really surprised that OVE manages to get the victory in this. It shocked me. I thought LAX were going to keep the titles longer, but OV get the victory, and it's making me look forward to next week to see what happens. After that, we saw Lashley is back in the camp of the American Top Team. Cameras rolling to see what he's doing. And then the cameras were told to get out by American Top Team. After that, we had GFW Global Champion Eli Drake with Chris Adonis taking on Johnny Impact. Now, with Chris Adonis being at ringside, we sort of knew this wasn't going to be a clear-cut victory. We knew there was going to be involvement from Chris Adonis. And no surprise, there was, which led to Eli Drake getting the win in this. But that wasn't all. We saw LAX getting involved. As Drake and Adonis was making the beatdown, Garza Jr. comes out for the save. Then LAX appear to attack Garza. Conan attacks a fan at ringside. Adonis attacks another referee. Drake and Adonis start jumping over on Johnny Impact. It's all kicking off. It seems like Cornette's not having control of the Impact Zone right at that moment. So it's exciting to see what happens next. And with the show so far, they've been doing the right build-up, the right in-ring action. I know they've said that they're going to be less story, more angles, but why? Because to me, at the moment, Impact is brilliant. The storylines, everything they've done at those set of tapings, spot on. They just need to continue that movement with what they're doing. A lot of people have said, why aren't the ratings going up? If I'm honest, I think they need a better network. I think the global network will help as well. And I think a lot of the indecisive decisions has gone against them. From not going TNA, being Impact Wrestling, to being GFW Impact, to go back to Impact Wrestling. A lot of that, the dirt sheets and the media have, put it out there, added their own spin on it. And there's always going to be that negativity with Impact. The only way you can get from it is just keep putting on good shows. keep bringing the best wrestlers into the company, and in time, people may change their view. That's my opinion on it anyway. But, you know, I thought I'd do the Impact review a bit differently, just, you know, give a quicker overhaul and then a quick my opinion. But overall, I think it was a good, solid show, and that's what it needed to be. And I think, you know, these tapings have been a good, solid show. So thanks to everybody watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. I've been your host, Ashley Friend, and I'll see you again for the next one.